everybody, and welcome back to the Mindy Raquant podcast. I am your host, Mindy Raquant. So today we're just going to do a fun, lighter episode. I know we've been talking about some really heavy topics recently, and I just was feeling like I needed to talk about something a little bit less serious. So I just went on Pinterest and I looked up some fun questions and I wrote them down. And so I don't know if we'll get through all of these. I have 50 written down, so I'm just going to try to move through them fast and just to make it kind of fun and light. And I also have seen that a lot of new subscribers have been joining, which is so exciting, and welcome. Thank you for being here. So maybe this will help you guys get to know me a little better. So the first question here is, if you could only listen to one song for the rest of your life, what would it be? So the first song that I thought of was Fireflies by Owl City. That's just a fun song to listen to, and if I had only to listen to that song for the rest of my life, I don't think I would be mad. So that's my choice. Question number 2, what's the most memorable gift you've ever received? And shout out to my husband, Mike. The best gift I've ever gotten was a Kindle Paperwhite. I literally use it like every single day pretty much. And it's really cool because since we live in such a small space, it's actually perfect for storing so many books on it. So that way I don't have to worry about storing books. And it also, Kindle books are usually cheaper, and so it just makes it more economical and free, not free, but like so much cheaper. And so I love my Kindle Paperwhite. It's the best gift I've ever gotten. Number 3, if you could only have 3 apps on your phone, which ones would you pick? That's a great question. I would choose YouTube, I would choose my camera app, and I would choose, I believe Google Keep I would choose because I keep a lot of notes on it. So I think those would be my top 3 choices. Number 4, if you could relive one day in your life, which day would it be? I thought about this, and I actually think I might choose the day after my son was born. I don't know. I just feel like that time was like it was after the rough labor was over. My labor story with Liam was very, very hard. And it was like all that was over and I was finally there with my baby. I just feel like I would like to relive that day if I could. Number 5, what's the weirdest talent you have? I don't know. I don't think I really have any weird talents. Yeah, I don't think I have any weird talents. Number 6, if you could be a character in any movie, which one would you be? I think I would choose the character Black Widow in the Marvel series. She's just a really cool character, and I love the fighter warrior vibes that she has. I would choose that one for sure. Number 7, what's the most adventurous thing you've ever done? Oh boy. I really don't know. I have not always considered myself to be the most adventurous person in the world, but I actually think something that I would like to do in the future would be to go skydiving. Yeah, that would be really scary, but at the same time, I just hate having fears looming over my head. Like, I would way rather just face my fear than be too scared to do something. And so even though it would make me feel really scared, I would do that. And I would like to become a more adventurous person. But as for something I've already done, I really don't know. I don't think I've ever done anything really adventurous up to this point, but as I said, that's something I want to see change. So hopefully that's something I could do in the future. Number 8, if you had to pick a new name for yourself, what would it be? Oh, if I had to pick a new name for myself, I don't think I would actually change my name. My real name is actually Melinda. It's not Mindy. And my parents, thankfully, they spelled it Melinda. If they had spelled my name Mal, which is another common spelling, I think I would definitely want to change it to Mel. So thankfully, my parents chose the Mel spelling. But Mindy is just a nickname. Somebody called me that a couple years ago, and it's stuck. And up to this point, everybody's just been calling me Mindy. So whenever I introduce myself, I have to think, oh, am I going to call myself Melinda or Mindy? And I usually choose Mindy. So I've just kind of become Mindy over the years. So number 9, what's your favorite way to spend a weekend? I think that my favorite way to spend a weekend is having a Saturday morning where you can sleep in until 8 o'clock. You get up, with Mike and Liam and have coffee together and maybe read my Bible or read a book or play a game or something. And then we have breakfast together, and then maybe we would go hiking, and in the evening we would go to see a friend or have somebody over, and then Sunday go to church and just have like a chill day. That would be a really, really cool weekend. Number 10, what are you praying for right now? I'm praying for a lot of things, and maybe I'm not going to share all of them, but one thing that I'm really praying for is for more financial breakthrough for our family. We have gotten a lot of financial breakthrough so far, but we still need to have a lot more, so that's something that I'm praying for. Number 11, are there any laws of social etiquette you simply don't get? I like that question. I do not like small talk. I would way rather just like jump into a deeper conversation and just like start talking about things that really matter. I just hate talking about like the weather and all this stuff. I don't know, I don't like small talk. Mike explained to me that small talk is just a way of helping people feel connected and making connections happen before you dive into the deeper topics, but I still just don't like it. It's just not my favorite thing. Number 12, if you went back to school, what would you study? I think I would study science, and science is something that I hated when I was in school, and I just did not enjoy it, and I would usually get pretty poor grades. But I think it's because I didn't know how to make the connection between the textbook, the words on the page, and what was actually happening in science in real life. And Mike loves science, and so he is always explaining stuff to me and telling me how cool it is, and he's helped me to make some connections between like words on the page and actually science in real life. And it's crazy how science is actually something that we deal with on a daily basis without even knowing it. And so I think I would like to study science or something along those lines. Question number 13. Would you rather have free time, recognition, or money? I think I would actually choose money because you can't really have free time without money. So I think I would probably choose money. Number 14, what makes you the happiest? Spending time with Mike. Number 15, what's your dream vacation? I think I would say the beach because I've always felt like I never can spend enough time on the beach. And I love the mountains too, but I feel like I would really love to have a beach vacation. Number 16, what do you wish was as healthy as broccoli? I think I would choose like cheesecake or something, one of those things that's super rich and unhealthy, but it's also so good, and I wish that it didn't have as many calories as it did. Number 17, what's your favorite piece of clothing? I would say probably my leggings. I just really like my pair of leggings. Number 18, how have you seen God at work lately? If I'm being honest, I have been struggling to see God at work. And I think that my answer to that question would just be learning how to have faith, because that's really what it's all about. And we walk by faith, not by sight. So I would say the way that I've seen God at work is actually just by exercising faith. Number 19, would you want to be famous? I think my answer to that is no. If I ever am famous, then it is what it is, but I don't think it would ever be my choice. Number 20, was there a teacher who changed your life? I don't really think so. I mean, all of my teachers definitely made an impression on me, but I'm not sure if any of them specifically changed my life. Number 21, what are you surprisingly good at? Something that I like to think that I'm surprisingly good at is singing, but I don't know. I've never really gotten any feedback that says I'm specifically good at singing, but it's one of my dreams, and it's actually something I'm working on. I'm doing a singing course right now, and it's so much fun, and I feel like that's something I'm going to be working on a lot more this year, so maybe you'll even get to hear me sing sometime. That would be fun. Number 22, what's something you can't stand that others love? Maybe a certain type of music. I don't enjoy country music. Every time it might come on when I'm listening to something, I don't know. I just don't like country music. Question 23, what's the craziest thing you want to achieve? So I have big dreams. I do not like to dream small. I like to dream big, and so I dream of having a best-selling book, which I've actually written 2 books, but of course they're not bestsellers, but someday I would like to have a best-selling book. I have a dream of, let me think. I would like to learn how to do public speaking, and I know it's terribly scary, but that's something that I feel like God has for me in the future. So those are some pretty crazy things, in my opinion. Number 24, do you play any musical instruments? I actually do play piano. I would like to play guitar, but I have not really gotten very far on it yet. I do know some chords, but I am not really that good at it yet, but I do play piano. Number 25, what do you bring with you everywhere you go? I bring my purse with me everywhere I go, and it's just an easy way to carry my wallet or wipes for Liam or all of my little things. I bring my purse with me everywhere. And I also bring my water bottle with me everywhere, and it's kind of funny because every time I don't bring it with me, I regret it. So I bring it with me so often that my 3-year-old son, when he was old enough to start bringing his own water bottle, he just automatically did without me even telling him, because I so often bring mine with me that he's just like, oh, this is just what we do. And so he always brings his water bottle, and if I ever leave mine at home, he will remind me to bring it with me. So that's kind of funny. Number 26, what is the most annoying habit someone can have? I think the most annoying habit someone can have, besides picking your nose or something, is to talk and not listen to other people. Somebody who just talks and doesn't listen to what other people are saying, that really, really gets under my skin. I just don't like something like that. Number 27, is happiness an end goal or simply a byproduct of other things? That's a great question. I think that happiness is a byproduct of other things, because if your mindset is to be looking for something, you will always see what you're looking for. And if you're looking for reasons to be unhappy or discontent, you will find them. But if you're looking for a reason to have joy, you will find a reason to be happy. And if happiness is the end goal, then my question is, what does the journey look like towards the end goal? Like, the journey towards the end goal means if your happiness is the end goal, the journey towards that end goal means that you're not happy. So I would say that happiness is a byproduct of other things, because you can always choose to be happy. I know that hard things happen, and in those moments you may not always feel happy, but joy is something that doesn't leave even when you're going through hard things. Number 28, do you speak any other languages? I do not. I do know like a few words of Spanish, and I can pick it up here and there, but I don't really speak it at all, and I just don't really have an interest in it. My mom speaks Low German, I believe, and she never taught it to us kids, but I don't know, I just don't really have an interest in it. Number 29, how do you define success, and what does it mean to you personally? Wow, that's a great question. I would define success as having time. And obviously, to have time, you need to have money. But I would not say that money is the end goal. Like, to have money, because I want to have money, I want to have time. Like, time is actually the end goal for me. I would say success would be being able to spend time with my family all the time. I think that would probably be the thing that I would define success as. Number 30, how do you navigate situations where your values may conflict with the beliefs of others? Wow. I would say it kind of depends on the situation, and it would take a lot of discernment to go. It would kind of be like a case-by-case situation. Like, I don't think that one answer fits every situation. Depending on the person, depending on how they're behaving, sometimes maybe they would need to be challenged on their beliefs, or sometimes maybe they just need to, you just need to agree to disagree kind of thing. I think that it would just depend on a lot of wisdom from the Holy Spirit, depending on the situation and depending on the person. Number 31, are there any specific causes or social issues that you are particularly passionate about? Yes, I do. I have a couple of them. So this could potentially bring in hate from people. I know that this is a very controversial issue, but I am very passionate against abortion. I do not believe in abortion at all, and I do not believe that it's okay. So I am rooting for the day that abortion falls on its head in Jesus' name. And another thing that I am passionate about is homelessness. I think it's so sad that there are so many homeless people, and I know that there are people who choose to be homeless, there are people who could work and choose not to, but I just think that a lot of homeless people are actually people who are struggling and just don't get help from anybody, and their families reject them because they call them lazy or whatever, and maybe they are, but I just think we need to have more compassion and empathy, and it makes me feel angry, honestly, that there are so many people who are struggling and they just don't get help. I really think that people need to help homeless people more, and I'm not saying just like give them money on the side of the road. I'm not saying that necessarily. I think that they need our emotional support, and they need to have us to believe in them more. I don't know. I just think about that sometimes, and I feel like I would love to do something to help homeless people, but I don't really know what that would be. And another thing that I'm very passionate about is sex trafficking. It's so sad and it's so prevalent, but we just don't think about it so much because it's done so much under the radar. And I have a friend, who is very passionate about it as well. And so we've been going for prayer walks periodically. We go to, whether it's, there are some places in downtown Sacramento that have like homeless shelters, or they have like a specific business that's dedicated to helping people like that. And so we go and do prayer walks around those buildings. And there are specific locations that we've just discovered are like hotspots for prostitution and sex trafficking. And so, of course, we want to be very careful about these things, because I know you can get in trouble sometimes for doing stuff like that. But we would like to go and do some prayer walks at those specific locations, because it's just so sad, and we want to see these things fall. We don't want to see our cities controlled by these things. And I want to see sex trafficking become a lot less popular. So, number 32, what is my worst fear? So, as I said earlier, I would way rather just conquer my fears than allow them to control me. But something that I am scared of is spiders. I hate spiders. And I'm not talking about little spiders, because little spiders are not really scary to me. But when it comes to something like tarantulas or, any kind of those big spiders, I would say that's probably my worst fear. Question 33. Easiest person to talk to when it is rough? I would probably say Mike. Number 34. Last listened to song. I believe it was How He Loves. I think that was the last song I listened to. Number 35. What is your hair color? So my hair color is naturally brown. I'm working on getting it dyed blonde. So it's in the stage of getting dyed blonde. So it's kind of blonde-ish right now, but we're definitely going to be getting more done. So my hair color will be changing as time goes on. Number 36. Someone you have a crush on? Obviously, Mike. Number 37. Favorite Bible verse? That's a good question. What would be my favorite Bible verse? I know I've been really enjoying reading the Psalms recently. Probably one of my favorite verses would be like Psalm 46 verse 1, or something like that. Number 38. Who was your last hug with? Ooh, probably Mike, I think. Number 39. Who do people know you as? So, one of my goals is to become more, so I grew up being very quiet and shut down and not really talking very much. And so over the last 5 years, I've been learning how to become more outgoing and more fun and showing my personality. And it's definitely been a journey, and I've come a very long way. But I would still like to see myself grow a lot more. I see that I have a lot more room to grow in this area. And so I think that the people who know me best know that I am very feisty, more than what most people might think. And so one of my goals is to become more just like outgoing and letting go of that inner feistiness. So I would say people probably tend to think of me as just being very sweet, and that's great, but I would like to show more of my personality. So something that I'm planning to work on. Question 40. Biggest regret in life? So I would say that my biggest regret is being quiet when I was younger. I wish that I had talked more, and I wish that I had been more open. Question 41. What time did you wake up? So today's Saturday, so we tend to sleep in a little bit more on Saturdays. So I woke up 7:48, I believe. And I know that's not really like sleeping in late or anything, but for parents out there, anything past 7 seems to be a good thing for sleeping in. So question 42, who is your best friend? I would say that I have a friend, Whitney, who's become very close to me recently. I would say we've spent a lot of time talking about things, and I feel like she's becoming a really good friend of mine. And my sister-in-law, Kylie, as well. If you guys are listening to this, you guys are probably considered my best friends. 43, who did you text last? Oh, actually, I think that was my sister-in-law, Kylie. So, number 44, why is there a reason to smile? I think that, as I said earlier, you can always find a reason to smile, but I think that it does depend on your mindset, because you can always find a reason to not smile, or you can always find a reason to smile. So yeah, I would say that just depends on your mindset and what you're looking for. Number 45, when is your birthday? September 24, 1998. I can't believe I'm going to be 27 this year. That's crazy. Number 46, what is your middle name? My middle name is Ruth. My full name is Melinda Ruth Martin. And that's actually my legal name. I have still not gotten my last name changed to Raquant. I am a Canadian, and I actually am not sure how to get your last name changed when you're Canadian. And I have a green card, and they cost like $400 to $500 a piece, and you have to get it renewed every 10 years. And so I just got mine renewed like maybe 2 years ago, and so I don't really want to pay $500 just to get my name changed. So I think that what we're planning to do is for me to become an American citizen at some point, which costs maybe like $700, and then I wouldn't have to keep paying that $500 every 10 years, and then I could get my last name changed. So well, that was kind of a long explanation for what is my middle name. 47, what's my top wish? You know what? I'm just going to say my top wish right now is for my book to sell. I have gotten some sales, but I'm really looking forward to seeing how many people are going to buy that. So I'll have it linked below. Number 48, are you saved? Yes, absolutely. I definitely am saved. Number 49, favorite TV show? I would say that it's probably Friends. Mike and I have watched through that show, I think twice. Well, I don't think we quite finished it the second time, but that's just a show that we can always watch, and it's like a comfort show. Oh wow, speaking of comfort, question number 50, how do you like to be comforted? I would say probably just having a hug or some words of affirmation or some quality time. I think those are probably my love languages and something that I really appreciate when I need comforted. Wow, we actually got through all 50 questions, and hopefully this helped you get to know me a little better. And if you have any more questions, just leave them below, and maybe I can do another one of these sometime again, because this was really fun, and just keeping things a little lighter because of all the heavy topics that we've been going through recently. So, thank you again for all of the new subscribers. I'm so happy that you're here, and I hope that you enjoy this podcast. And I will see you guys in another video. Bye.